Hello, it's Davey Mooney coming to you from the University of North Texas, where I run the jazz guitar program. I'm a Benedetto artist, Sunnyside Records artist. I've got 5 Sunnyside CDs. The latest is Way Back, although I got a new one in the works. It's going to come out in January 2025. It's called The Word, sequel to Benign Strangers here with the same band with my buddy Co. Got 2 Mel Bay books, Personalizing Jazz Vocabulary and Into the Labyrinth, an Anatomy of Position Playing for Jazz Guitar, and finishing up a new Mel Bay book as well on jazz phrasing. I still don't have a title. I gotta come up with a snappy title for this thing. But I've been on sabbatical here at UNT this semester, working on all these projects, and yeah, it's been nice. I'm not in this office as often, but that's cool. A little break, rejuvenate. And yeah, be ready to go next semester in the spring of 2025. But all that stuff is not really what I want to talk to you about today. I want to talk about the Irving Berlin standard, How Deep is the Ocean? And really great song. I don't know if this one qualifies as uber standard, perhaps. Maybe not as uber as All the Things You Are, Stella by Starlight, but it's been recorded a million times. It first kind of came on my radar with the Kurt Rosenwinkel record Into It. That's the opening tune. And that record really blew me away when it came out. I believe in 98, 99, something like that. It was maybe my first year in college, and I kind of started the Rosenwinkel revolution because it came out about the same time as The Enemies of Energy, which was all his original stuff. Maybe at the time I thought of it as kind of more of a fusion type record. And then also Into It, which was a lot of Charlie Parker tunes and standards. And he had those long lines that I liked, but there was a modern vocabulary, triad stuff. Even the opening, he goes over a D pedal. He's got a A flat triad and a B flat triad, and then bass goes from D to G. Over G they go D flat triad to E flat triad, so that's the intro to the song. But yeah, I've been listening back to a few versions of this tune. I think it's from 1932 actually. Irving Berlin, maybe Al Jolson first sang it, so we're going way back. I didn't go to that far. I think the earliest version I was listening to, I heard this real scratchy old Sinatra version, I think from the 1940s, 47, 48, but then he recorded it again in 1960 on, what's the album called? Nice and Easy, I think? Yeah, with your boy Nelson Riddle, which, I love just to hear the harmonies. We got Ella Fitzgerald, Irving Berlin songbooks, I think that's around 58, something like that. Bill Evans on Explorations, 62, 61. Rosenwinkel on Into It. And I also, I actually really like the version on the Diana Krall record, is it Love Scenes? I remember with Russell Malone and Christian McBride. I remember listening to that record a lot when it came out in 97 or 98. Check out the guitar, the late, great Russell Malone. But anyway, also I played this tune. I posted a video on my YouTube channel, my solo guitar playlist. I play it a lot out at, when I do my solo gigs out at Sundance Square in Fort Worth and different places. So the chords that I play, and these are pretty, I'll go through some of the variations, but most commonly in C minor. Rosenwinkel's in C minor. Obviously vocalists will play it in different keys. I believe Diana Krall is F minor, is that right? I wrote this down somewhere, yeah. Or A flat major. Sinatra's A minor. I believe Ella is also F minor. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, I would play like C minor. How much do I love you? 2-5, back to C minor. I'll tell you no. Maybe over B flat to go to a E minor 7 flat 5 D7 G minor. What are the words? How much do I love you? I'll tell you no lie. G minor. How deep is the ocean? Maybe G minor E7 or E minor 7 flat 5. A minor 7 D7 G minor. How high is the sky? G minor, F sharp 7 or C7, F minor 7, B flat 7. Now this chord, you know, if you go back and listen to older versions, it's an E flat, basically just like an E flat major triad. But I think most people will play E flat dominant 7 now. I think Nelson Riddle had an E flat dominant. The Ella one, she's in a different key. It was very much like a triad. But yeah, I pretty much play E flat dominant 7, or I play B flat minor to E flat 7. And I believe the Dinah Krall version had something like that. She had it all over a pedal. She's in a different key, but it would be the equivalent of like a B flat minor. And then, how many times in a day? Then A flat 7. Do I think of you? And again, this is, yeah, I think the Rosenwinkel version too, they play like at first, it sounds like an E flat 6 chord. And then an A flat 7. They play very, I don't want to say simple changes, but they don't do a lot of reharmonization there. That's pretty much what I play. Sometimes I'll go A7 back to A flat 7, and then a lot of people play B7 here, then B flat 7, and then maybe D minor 7 flat 5, G7 back to C minor. But there's a lot of variations in that spot. I think the most extreme take maybe is the Bill Evans changes on Explorations, and that version's really cool too because he doesn't play the melody on the head in. He just starts off kind of soloing, or it's an improvised melody. He doesn't play the melody till the way out. But on that part of the song, like the second 8 bars, he goes E flat major, B7, B flat minor, E flat 7, A flat 7, E minor 9, E flat minor 7, A flat 7, then D flat minor, G flat 7, C minor F7, B flat 7, E flat 7, D minor 7 flat 5, G7, C minor. So he's got a chord every 2 beats, and Dinah Krall actually does something similar to that in her key to the Bill Evans chords right there. But yeah, so that's a lot, you know, compared to the Rosenwinkel, where it's just like E flat major, E flat 7, A flat 7, B7, and some people, I believe Ella Fitzgerald, instead of the B7, they go to F7 there. So you have E flat 7. How many times in a day? A flat 7, I think of you. How many roses? Maybe F7 and then B7 before the B flat 7. Sprinkled with dew. Or some people just go from that B flat 7 right down to G7, back to C minor. So there's definitely some variation right there. And that's a cool, harmonically, you know, this tune is maybe, I don't mean to use words like sophisticated, like there's more going on than other standards, but it's definitely got some interesting harmonic maneuvers and covers a lot of ground, and, you know, a lot of secondary dominants, which are fun to play on. So again, that second part. That's kind of what I would play, and then E flat 7, A flat 7, B7, B flat 7, 2 5 back to C minor. And then so the third 8 bars, it's like an A B A C tune. How far would I travel? Sometimes I'll do a 1 6 2 5 in C minor. Then down to A minor 7 flat 5, D7, G minor, E7 or E minor 7 flat 5, A minor 7, D7. So that's the same. And then the last 8 bars, I noticed when I was looking at the old iReal track on my phone that they have listed the first chord of the last 8 bars as an E flat major 7, which I have to take exception to that. I mean, if you want to call it an E flat major triad or an E flat 6, I could buy that. But major 7, not so much, partially because, well, mostly because the melody, first of all, it starts on the root. So if you're a guitar player or a piano player and you put a major 7 on the top and there's a vocalist in there, they're going to not like you very much, or I wouldn't like you very much if I had to sing against that note while you play that note, and then go to the next note of the melody is a flat 7. And some people, maybe they don't get to that flat 7 until the following chord, but I don't know, that's a lot. So if you go, not so great. So if you want to make it an E flat 6 or an E flat just major triad, I kind of make it an E flat 7. And there's a few versions, I take little notes here and then I forget who did what. But I think a lot of people play a dominant there. The Bill Evans thing, he goes B flat minor, E flat 7, then G minor 7 flat 5, C7 F minor. So he does an E flat 7. I believe Diana Krall does as well. I think the Rosenwinkel one you can kind of hear it's a 6, like a 6/9 or a major triad, but definitely not a major 7. So let's stop doing that, y'all, and let's all edit our iReal charts. Bass players, when you're looking at the phone on the gig when someone calls this song, just play E flat, just play the root. But yeah, B flat. So where were we? So. And if I ever lost you, C7 or G minor 7 flat 5, C7 to F minor. How much should I cry? Then to the 4 minor, which is nice. You could go A flat minor to D flat 7 maybe, and then. Now here, if you want to do a major 7, here's your major 7. How deep is the ocean? Again, though, you can make it 6/9, but here it's not dominant. It's definitely the resolution to, the relative major chord. So, and different people do different things here. I believe Bill Evans he puts it over a B flat pedal, and he goes like E flat major, B diminished, or G7 over B. Then C minor, F7, F minor, B flat 7, E flat. Some people just go right up to the, they do a bar of E flat major, then to F7. I think the Rosenwinkel one does that. There's the ocean. Then a 2/5 to E flat. Something like that. I kind of like to go. I like to go E flat major, G7, C minor, F7, F minor 7, B flat 7, E flat. And that's the tune. Really, really fun to play on, What do I do? I mean, G minor. To that B7 in the second 8 bars, that's definitely like Lydian dominant kind of sound. It's got a sharp 11, and because the melody has that, so you can play off that scale, the G flat melodic minor scale, F sharp melodic minor, or I like to do augmented triads, so it could be a F. Then B flat 7. Make it more Mixolydian. I mean, a lot of the time I don't really necessarily think of 7-note scales anymore. But B flat 7 from the 3rd is D minor 7 flat 5. So in a lot of ways, that makes a lot of sense for the B7, then for that B flat 7 to then go to like G7 C minor. It's not that different than D minor 7 flat 5 going into G7 to C minor. So that second 8 bars. Minor 7, the 4 minor chord, that's another place if you want. It could be Dorian, or you could make it an A flat melodic minor as well. A flat minor to D flat 7, then an A flat melodic minor scale is like D flat Lydian dominant. Then oops. What I meant to do. Right? How can it be E flat major 7 if the melody goes? Anyway, don't want to get into my pet peeves, but it's a really cool tune, and you know, check out that. I'm sure on YouTube that Rosenwinkel solo has been transcribed. I've got several student transcriptions of it, including I had a student. Shout out to Marcelo Gimelo. He transcribed it and did a whole presentation on that solo. But yeah, that really blew my mind back in '98 and '99, and I used to listen to that record, both those records, Into It and The Enemies of Energy, a lot, and that was a real inspiration to me. Kind of changed my style a bit, coming from, you know, Joe Pass and Mazikowski and Wes Montgomery. Get some of that modern harmony in there, you guys. So yeah, I'm gonna play a few choruses on it. How Deep is the Ocean? It's a great standard. Check it out. Hope you enjoy it.